That was me almost 3 years ago, and it's the worst injury I've ever had in my life. My name is Corbin Reinhardt, and I am a parkour athlete. I have been doing this sport for around 10 years now. In that clip, I broke my head, and it actually made a huge impact in my life. I actually have a whole video explaining the entire situation, and you can find it right here. Today I want to tell you what it's like recovering from a 3-year-old brain injury. This is what it looked like a couple minutes right after the accident.
Rub. Lay him out flat. He went straight into his neck.
Call 911. Call 911.
Yep. Guys, we need some space.
Let him breathe. Let him breathe.
Are you breathing? Corbin? As long as he's breathing. No, Corbin. Stay down, Corbin.
Corbin, you need to stay down.
Corbin, stay down. Corbin,
you have to
Buddy,
stay
you gotta
down.
stay down, bro.
No,
No, you have to stay down.
Oh my God.
Okay, it's okay. No,
Buddy,
Corbin.
Please,
gotta relax.
please. Can't let them kill up.
Corbin, can you talk to me?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. That sounds a lot better.
What happened to me?
What happened to you?
You slipped off the
Slip
bar,
up
you
a
feel
bar,
off.
buddy.
No.
Did I really?
Yeah.
I didn't get it, so can you maybe do it again?
I don't even remember I did anything like that. What happened?
You slipped off the bar.
The bar.
Did it really?
Yeah.
What did I do? Can anybody get me some water or something like
Yes,
that?
please.
What did I do? What did I do?
What's your name?
I was asking everybody what's going on, maybe 11 times, but I could actually talk pretty well. I was definitely knocked out for about a minute and a half. Right before the accident, I was swinging on a bar, my hands slipped out. My feet went over the top of my head like I was doing a backflip, and I hit the back of my head on the right side. There was a pretty big skull fracture right here, which led to a brain hemorrhage, which basically means that there was bleeding going into the brain. I hit my head pretty hard, but thankfully they did not have to do a surgery to fix it. I was in a Florida hospital for about a week after. I lost a good amount of function in being able to walk. The impact actually happened right here, and I lost about 80% of hearing in my right ear. I believe that caused a little bit of vertigo, so when I would stand up, I would get really dizzy and I'd have to come back down. But the worst of all the injuries at that time was I couldn't speak properly. I hit a certain portion in my brain which caused paraphasia. Now what that means is, when I thought I was speaking properly, I was actually saying gibberish. I had my teammates on Tempest right by my side, and they really did take good care of me along with the Florida hospital. The next few months after flying back from the hospital were actually the biggest uphill struggle. I had to learn how to operate my legs again and be able to walk properly, and I also had to speak properly again. I went through 3 months of physical therapy, which actually helped me get back on my legs. After the injury, my flexibility got 10 times worse. At the same time, I was also doing 3 months of speech therapy. I was kind of like a short-term memory loss patient. I still remember the first exercise they gave me. They actually gave me a paper with a clock on it. They told me to draw the numbers that would be on a clock. My drawing was so awful. I think I put 6 where 12 was. It was that bad. After a while, I was able to properly get back on my feet again. That's when I noticed a big loss in my ability to be able to do what I love, like doing parkour or driving and riding my motorcycles. Hard work and more steps came along with that. The head of my team, Gabe Nunez, he actually came over every day in the morning to swim with me in the pool. It was a lot of work mentally and physically to get back into shape. I started doing parkour again immediately after. This started to get me really scared of training, and my thinking was that if this injury could happen when I was at 100%, then it could happen to me again at any time. This is what leads to what I call getting scarred from something. As much as this injury affected me physically, it also can scar your mental ability to work the way it used to. This brings us back to now. I am comfortable with being creative with movements, some of which that have never been done before. I don't really swing on bars anymore unless I have a lot of chalk on them. I don't think I will ever 100% trust my grip again. I don't have vertigo anymore, but I do feel like I have about 80% of hearing in my right ear. The hearing loss was actually one of the scariest things of this injury, and I feel like my ear's been working its way back, but it's still not 100%. I can feel it, especially when I listen on headphones, and I'm gonna have to live with that, but I have seen a lot of progression that I'm happy with. It probably wasn't a good idea, but my dad and I went back to electric indoor karting. You have the walls and everything, you're protected, but when I was driving, I would slam into walls. It just wasn't working. I still beat him though. Today I've actually gotten back into driving, and I actually set a personal record this last month in my Corvette. There are still a couple of things that affect me from this injury. My memory is not the best. Anything that's truly important, I have to write it down or I'll forget it. It has taught me to keep a better regimen of my schedule though. One of the downfalls of the injury that I really do feel today is that I forget words that I absolutely know. It really perplexes me and frustrates me, but I know it's all part of the progress. The doctors say that I might have some seizures in the future based on the trauma, but I haven't seen any signs of that. Overall, I feel really grateful for recovering as well as I did from something that could have taken what I love away from me. If you've had an injury like this, or maybe you're going through it right now, my advice is, from now on, you've been kicked down a step. You can feel it, and everyone around you can feel it too. But if you keep a positive mentality, you will progress. Whether it's small or big, that progress will happen. And at the end of the day, you didn't let that injury defeat who you really are. Thank you guys so much for watching, and the first shirt I ever made just came out. Check the link down below, and it comes in 4 colors. If you guys buy one of these, it really helps me pursue making videos like this one. Make sure you hit that join button down below to become a member of the Hardt Club. Remember to subscribe, and thank you guys so much for the support. As always, later skaters.
We know it's all for nothing.